Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
It's
about to pass out.
It's funny to make fun of people who are sick. So this is episode 249, He Got Game. Of course, this is directed and written by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington and Ray Allen. The logline here is a basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to college so he can get a shorter sentence. Look, I had never seen this movie before. It's one of the few Spike Lee movies I had not seen. I didn't understand what that logline meant at all. Like that, I was like, who wrote this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then you see the movie like, oh, okay, that weirdly is what happens. So I'll go first. Look, I thought it was very good. It drags a bit in some scenes. It's a little over 2 hours long. It feels very long. Like it just does. It feels much longer than I think any Spike Lee movie I've ever seen, including Malcolm X, which is 3 hours long. But this feels incredibly long. But I like it. I think the performances are. I think Denzel Washington, of course, is very good on this.
Okay.
No, Ray Allen is not an actor. I know Roger Ebert apparently said that he's one of the rare athletes that can act. I wholeheartely disagree with that. But he was trying.
Roger Ebert wasn't always right.
No, he was not. And this is clearly
that nigga was Waller.
Yeah, I know. Ray Allen is not an actor, and that's okay. Like I'm okay with that. That's fine. But I thought he did a serviceable enough job that like. It was fine. Like I wasn't like, dear God, please stop talking. Like, you know, it definitely could have been worse, but it could have been a whole lot better. But I think that the movie has some interesting messaging and things like that. Basketball scenes were good. Obviously, it's a good idea to put someone like Ray Allen in it so he can actually play. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It just felt overly long in certain parts. I will go to Micah because we were on limited time before he passes.
Yeah, I like this movie, man. It's I agree with pretty much everything you said, especially the Ray Allen part. Because like I get it, yo. Like you want to like he's not an actor, but like come on, man. Like you're a better director, yo. Like you can make him do another take or something, man. This movie was Spike Lee originally wanted Kobe Bryant for this.
I can see that.
He would have killed it because like Kobe Bryant has a little bit more charisma than Ray Allen. The only reason he didn't do it is Kobe had just finished his rookie year, so he would have been like a more appropriate age. But
Ray Allen's
like
23 years old in this movie. Well, he's 18, but he's 23.
Yeah, guess how old Hill Harper was. That
nigga was 20. Like this nigga's like 29 years old.
Yeah, he was like 40.
31. 31.
Crazy,
he looks like he's 19.
Yeah, he looks mad young. In this movie.
So Kobe Kobe wanted to do it, but Kobe wasn't satisfied with his rookie year. So he was like, look, I gotta focus on the game, right? Like I gotta focus on being the best basketball player in the world at that time. So I can't do it. But I really would have liked to have seen Kobe Bryant in this role.
I thought you were gonna say he was too busy doing that rap song he did. That was pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, rapping in Italian and shit.
Right, like, please don't do that.
All right. Yeah, man, it's a good movie. It's a movie about father and sons, which is it hits me. It would have hit me before children, and then it hits me a different way after children. Because like, Denzel Washington sounded very familiar. In some of these roles, some of these lines. We never let my father forget. There's one time, believe it or not, folks, I played little league basketball, and I sucked at it. and you
I
know how
believe
you know how
that.
you suck at it. You know how you suck at it. They give you the number 0 for your jersey. Like that's the unofficial. Like that's the unofficial. Like this nigga sucks. He's a 0, right? Like so, my jersey number was 0. And people will never let my father forget. He'll never let my father forget the fact that one day he was screaming at me from the bleachers so loud, a white woman turned around and said, "Do you have a problem? It's just a game. You need to calm down." We still talk about that shit.
That's
Because
hilarious.
God damn.
because that's how. So Denzel Washington, he nailed it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, man. I was pleasantly surprised to see Rosario Dawson in this movie too. I can never get enough of Rosario Dawson. So
she was the
Yeah.
she was the appropriate age in this movie. She was actually
she's
18.
mad.
exactly, she was
Yeah, she's
like
mad.
18, 19, something like that.
Yeah,
Terrence, your thoughts?
she was the only one. Yeah, watching this, I realized I'd never seen it either. Yeah, Ray Allen took me out of it. You guys saying he's serviceable? No, he didn't. No, he wasn't. He was terrible.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say he was serviceable. I didn't say he was
Jay said he was
serviceable.
serviceable.
I said he's not an actor.
Yeah, he's not an actor. And
I was being nice.
You were being very nice. There were scenes like, okay, when he's like talking at a normal pitch, when he's just like normal talking, it's fine. Like when he starts yelling at his sister, I'm like, my nigga, this is terrible. Stop it, please. Just knock it off.
No, he sounds like a person who has problems with like the modulation of their voice. Like I am yelling, like you're like, why are you? Yeah, you're talking monotone,
Right, it
but
wasn't-
loudly. It's very weird.
It was weird. I was like, this is really taking me out of this movie. Denzel was great.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
always is.
I don't really like this movie that much. You know, I watched it. I finished it. Not a fan. I don't really. I
No?
mean, it's fine. No, everybody else just seemed really weird. Like, what's his name? Roger Guinevere. Is that how you pronounce his middle name?
Yeah.
Smith. His character, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, this is just odd and silly. Like, come on. I've seen him in a bunch of different roles. This just seems incredibly fake. I don't like this. The pimp named Slickback. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? Yo? Everything seemed like hyper, just over the top, except for like the basketball scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know that Spike Lee's an artist and he does things on purpose just because he can. I understood the message of the movie and all that other stuff, but like, if Denzel Washington wasn't in this, I would have turned this shit the fuck off real. Like the soundtrack was not. I don't like Public Enemy. I've never liked them. Like I'm sorry. Like this is like 3 strikes for me. I'm like I've always hated that. I've hated
That's
that.
hilarious.
I've hated the theme song, whatever the fuck you want to call it for this game, for this movie. The He Got Game song. Hated it. This is the first time I heard it. I couldn't stand it. I don't like Chuck D. I don't think he's very good. And I know that's blasphemy. A lot of niggas are gonna talk shit about me. I don't care. I'm fucking whatever. I was a kid. I like Fight the Power.
Okay. I was gonna say Jesus. My God.
Yeah, I like Fight the Power. That's fine. Yeah, man. Like again, if it wasn't for Denzel, saved this movie for me. He really did.
I mean, he carries a lot. Like I like the movie, but he carries a lot of the movie on his back. No doubt about that.
Carried this entire movie on his back. Yeah, this is a miss for me for Spike Lee. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it, but I was just like, nah, I don't. No.
There's certainly a lot of things that can be eliminated from this movie, like Mila Jovovich, the pimp, all that stuff could just be gone.
Yeah, that entire storyline.
There's no point.
I understand, like you trying, like this is a message movie, right? And like that Roger Smith scene, which was very odd, right? Like, but it's it's like, okay, now here's the message, right? Like here's the overt message, right? Like
yeah, you're gonna get all this money, and everybody's gonna be asking you questions, and they want money from you, and I'm like, I know, nigga, we get it,
right. Ray Allen been saying that shit throughout the entire movie. Yo. Like,
right, he's a kid and he knows. He's like, yeah, I know niggas gonna start fucking mooching on his fucking his uncle. He's like, yeah, I bought this car. It's like, did you buy it for me or did you buy it for yourself? You need to take this back. was my impression of Ray Allen acting in this movie because that's how bad he was.
I mean, that's what it sound like, yo.
I mean, it's not that far off. Like, it really isn't. Unfortunately.
Yeah, wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't.
Right, that's fair. You are allowed. Yeah, look, it's my biggest issue is it just feels long. I mean, there were parts I'm like, how is it still an hour left? Like, I've been watching it for 3 days. Like, it just feels fucking long. But you're right. I mean, Denzel Washington, I mean, his performance in this is one of those Denzel Washington performances that goes, I think, largely underrated in his career because people are like, oh, he's just being himself. Like, oh, you mean a black father? Yeah, he is one. Like, that's why he can play that role so fucking well because he's pulling, like, he's definitely either pulling from things he has said himself or things that were said to him directly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the scenes where he's pushing, when he's pushing Jesus during, like, the basketball scenes.
Like a younger, the flashbacks.
Yeah. Like, though, I'm like the one dude's like, bro, like, take it easy. Like, he's like the white woman yelling at Micah's dad. Like, do you have a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that nigga was drunk.
Right. And even he could see it. It's like,
but they were both drinking, so that's what that was. That was the problem.
Drinking.
Like,
when
he got a little bit of liquor in him, he became a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, a bit.
But yeah.
Again, a lot of similarities. Fair enough.
So yeah, again,
Mike is like, this is the best documentary I've seen all week. It's incredible. So, so it's good. For me, it's good. But I would definitely agree. Denzel is the saving grace for this movie. The movie starts out with a
3-minute and 20-second montage of basketball.
Yeah,
I was already, and then Terrence Blanchard's wonderful soundtrack over it. I'm like, this doesn't match, but okay.
The whining trumpets.
With a bunch of niggas, white folks and black folks playing basketball. I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Like, yeah,
what am I watching right now? I was just like, again, I understand he's done every single one of his movies as far as the soundtrack go. It didn't fit. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
I was actually very excited to hear rap music. Like, when they got to about like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God. Because at least this actually, I agree with you. It did not match. I was like, all right, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you know what? That's interesting. I didn't realize. So the movie starts out, like, eventually, once the movie actually gets started, like 3 minutes in, we see Denzel Washington's character, Jake Shuttlesworth, in jail playing basketball. And I thought I was correct when I saw this at the end. Now I can sort of confirm it. It looks like the guard who's got the gun on him is isn't that the that's the dude from This Is Us that just died. The older dude who was
Ron Cephas.
Yeah, Ron Cephas. Yeah, that's Ron Cephas as the security guard. Yeah. If you pause it at like 4 minutes and 51 seconds. Yeah, that's him. He's just clean shaven. But that's definitely him. So we see Jake playing with like sort of a montage of his son, Jesus Shuttlesworth, playing as well outside of jail. And, that's sort of, movie making style. And so then we get Jake called into the warden's office, and the warden's like, listen, this like the governor or the mayor, I guess, is a real big fan of Big State, right? That's his alma mater, right? This fictional college.
It was a governor.
What's that?
It was a governor.
Oh, the governor. Okay. And so he's like, listen, he's a big fan of the basketball team at his alma mater, and your son Jesus is the number one. Basically, he's like the number one high school student in the country, right? And so they want to try to recruit him to go play it at Big State. And so he's like, listen, we're going to let you out of jail on a limited sort of situation for a couple days to get you to talk your son into going to Big State. And then if that happens, then the governor will remember you and he will commute a large part of your sentence and let you out early, right? Or at least reduce your sentence significantly because he's doing 15 years for murder. And Jake is like, he don't have any other choice. Like, yeah, I don't really want to be in prison because he's not necessarily a bad dude. We come to find out why he's actually there. And so he's like, yeah, all right, like I'll go talk to my son, right? Who he's obviously been fairly estranged with since being put in jail. All right, Spike Lee is very much known for giving his characters odd or very specific names. Is Jesus Shuttlesworth, is that a little too on the nose? I mean, they really hit it a lot in this. Like,
I mean, it's they explain why his name is Jesus.
Right.
But they play up the fact that, like, hey, his name is Jesus, and the only Jesus that everyone knows is like the Son of God. So, like, this nigga is incredibly presumptuous to name his son Jesus. That nigga must think he's God, right? Like,
Right.
It's not the most ridiculous name I've heard from a black person name their children. Like, we went to school, they were in a different grade, but we went to school with two brothers named Sir and Lord. Like,
yeah, that's obnoxious.
Were they white or black?
They were black. Yeah, brothers with an A.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't direct that movie you just saw. No,
okay.
These motherfuckers are named Sir and Lord, right? I knew someone who named their child Mister, but because
From the color purple.
Why'd you? Yeah, the same reasoning, yo. The same reasoning. Like, all right, yo. All right. Shut up.
Yeah,
I don't mind the names that are like 3 random syllables thrown together, right? Like Quanisha or some shit like that. Like, I don't mind that, but like
Tiara. Yeah, I got it. She'll be back next week, by the way. Go ahead.
But like, I don't know, man.
Like, from my understanding, people who name their kids names like that are wanting a level of respect given to their children, like, by default. I'm like, it's not really respectful. You're just forcing people's hand to say it. Like, you're not. It's not that they were like, oh, is your name Lord? Hey, Lord, you're still a dick. Like, it doesn't equal automatic respect, but it's very weird. But look, if you want to name your kid that, that's, far be it for me to say.
You want to name your kid Jesus? So sure, okay, whatever. Yeah, just that nigga better do something with his life.
You can't be Jesus sitting on the corner. You have to accomplish something. Like, so maybe that's what it is, right? High expectations. So at that point, like, they hook Jake up with these 2 cops who drive him into town, and they're like, listen, we're going to be largely not in this movie. It's almost as if they didn't need those characters at all. And they're like, look, we're going to be right downtown or whatever, and we'll be checking in on you from time to time to make sure you do what you need to do. And, and on Sunday or Monday or whatever, we'll come pick you up and take you back to jail.
Right.
And they hook him up and put him in a hotel.
Wanted Jim Brown in this movie.
Yeah.
Like to me.
Yeah, like it just feels right. Like, those characters didn't need to exist, like, at all. Like, it was just,
well, they were part of the plan. They made him sick in prison. He's got food poisoning. I need to quarantine him, and that's how he was able to get him out of prison.
Right.
Because they couldn't just release him. And I feel like this is still kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Right. The whole premise is weird, and like, I don't ever want to go to jail. If this is my option, like, okay, I need you to do some shady shit, and in order to do it, I gotta give you food poisoning. What the fuck? On the promise from a white man in charge that's gonna keep his word. You gotta hope that he's gonna keep his word, and he still went through it. That's how bad prison is. I don't never.
Oh yeah, prison's terrible.
No.
Fucking awful.
Never ever.
Like in the comments, y'all niggas ain't from the streets. Y'all ain't never been to prison.
You're right.
No.
Correct.
Nigga.
You're correct. Nor do I want to go.
I'm from nigga. I am literally from a cul-de-sac. Get the fuck out.
Straight out the cul-de-sac. the Micah autobiography. No, I have no. Like that's a nightmare scenario for me that I end up in prison.
Like that's not a dope flex. Or y'all ain't never been inside. I'm like, okay. Like you're right. You're right. I'm not a criminal, nigga. Like what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Like granted, some people get thrown in for no reason, but like
a lot of y'all niggas.
I don't need that to happen either.
A lot of y'all niggas deserve to be there. Like don't. What is it? That like Richard Pryor joke? Like I went and visited, the brothers in prison, and all I can say is thank God for prisons. Keep these motherfuckers in there. Like absolutely not. Like, some of y'all innocent, a lot of y'all not. But yeah, so it's this whole idea. I'm trying to contemplate, and Terrence, you let me know what your thoughts are on this. Should I play the clip, the Spike Lee conversation, now or later in the movie? Just because it's very funny, like it's a good behind the scenes bit about this movie. Spike Lee has a great story about it. But I'm trying to decide whether I want to wait to the end. So anyway, we meet Jesus and his other classmates, like sort of the other guys on the team with him, and we see them. They're like playing like a pickup game or something, and they're just dominating these dudes. I don't know. It's like an and one contest, for pretty much. And it's embarrassing just because obviously Ray Allen is very, very good, and these guys are very mediocre in comparison.
Is Hill Harper's character wearing a collared sweater vest?
He may very well be.
Like everybody else is wearing jerseys, Joe. Like this dude is wearing like a polo with the sleeves cut.
That's how good Hill Harper is. Like he's throwing alley oops. He's throwing alley oops in like couture. Like it's a little thing. But like that's
he does have a collar on that shirt. Wow, that's a choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody else is literally wearing jerseys or
like
clothes.
this was 1998, yo. Like niggas weren't wearing this in 1998, were they?
Nah, nigga, you weren't outside. Everybody was wearing
it. I was wearing people were wearing Tommy Hilfiger, but like not on the court. Like not on the basketball.
Niggas wearing Eniche sweater vests at a pickup game,
Apparently that's pronounced NYC.
Yes. How did you guys not know that?
What?
We talked about this. Yes.
We did. Yes, it's pronounced Eniche is NYC.
Yes. I remember hearing somebody say that.
It's Eniche. Get the fuck out of here.
You niggas are dumb. You niggas did not pay attention in class.
I didn't know that until like 10 years ago.
Why is it one word? Why is it one word then? Why is it one word?
Well, yeah, couture. Yeah, couture.
Whatever.
No,
I don't know.
Yo.
It was niggas trying to be.
No.
Nietzsche, you dumb niggas. You ain't got to
Nah, yo.
It's the last year.
I don't know.
I always thought it was NYC. I was like, yeah, it's obvious.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
I you ain't know that shit.
No, yes, I did.
I don't believe your I don't believe
your Here's how you know that I'm not lying, because I'm gonna say a fake Italian word. I'm gonna try to speak Italian. Does that sound like me? No, absolutely not. No, I always thought it was NYC. That's when I heard someone say Aniche, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. I thought that was a different brand. Yeah, no idea.
Nah, it don't look like NYC.
I feel like he didn't.
It don't look like NYC. Yo.
He knew the ending to Saul before he saw it.
Yeah, that's me.
That nigga in his throat.
I saw that coming. No, but for real, I just never called it that.
I don't know, but okay, debatable. But okay.
I don't believe it. All right, you keep going. No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe you.
Fine, that's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, me and Hill Harper, we're gonna be rocking the same outfits. It's all right. Like we'll need that. Two short niggas together. So they drop Denzel off at this dirty ass hotel. Is better than jail. That's how shitty jail is. We see Jesus make it over to the bus stop. He walks past all these girls who are eye fucking the shit out of him, and he meets up with his girlfriend, played by Rosario Dawson, which is always nice to see her. She's great. And so she's like, "Oh, okay, like you're late for the bus." He's like, "Nah, everything doesn't start till I get here." Like he's got a level of arrogance, but clearly well earned considering you're the most sought after high school basketball player in the country, right. And you're 6'5" and 18. So I'm sure this is what Kobe felt like. So they're going to class or whatever, and everybody is like trying to figure out what college he's going to go to. What's his next step? Everybody's asking him. His coach is asking him. He says he has no idea. He won't know until Monday when he makes his final choice. That seems very odd, but sure. I guess we're supposed to believe it. Then we get like a couple of just fast clips of some real college basketball coaches, like from Georgetown and other places. And, like obviously Spike Lee is calling in a favor to all these people to kind of be like, come to our school. You're great. Then, like Terrence said, we meet a pimp named Slickback. You say the whole thing, like a Tribe Called Quest. He's a pimp that lives next door to Denzel. Him and his bottom bitch, Mila Jovovich. So he's like
Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota. I don't know. I'm sure there's something about like everyone's climbed that mountain or something. I don't know. I don't get the name. I don't know. So then Denzel goes to see his daughter, that he's obviously also been pretty estranged to, and he's like, "Look, I'm out on work release, and I got a job to do for a couple days, and then I got to go back into jail." And so she's like, "Oh, okay." Like she buys it, and they go back up to her apartment, and you see all of Jesus's trophies. Like he has a fucking shit ton, and a picture of him and Lala, played by Rosario Dawson. And so he's just trying to understand like what's going on in their lives, right? He obviously knows that Jesus is this popular basketball player, but just trying to reconnect. Jesus comes in and treats Denzel like shit, as if he's not even his real dad. And he's like, "Yeah, well, I don't have a father," and like all this shit, like right to his face, and saying to his sister, like, "Don't talk to strangers" and shit.
Like, God damn.
Yeah, like yo, I'm sitting.
I get it.
Like I'm sitting right here. This part I can understand. Like this part, Ray Allen is delivering lines that I think are very useful. I can understand them. And so like,
I'm sorry, I'm listening to it. Oh,
it's
Lord.
not good delivery. It's not good delivery. Like you said, when he's yelling or raising his voice, Ray Allen is not very good at delivering those lines, like at all. So at this point, like, no, it really is bad. Jesus agrees to meet Jake later on at the basketball court or whatever, and then we see like the sort of first inklings of people trying to want to use Jesus, knowing that he's getting ready to blow up. His aunt and uncle, who have been taking care of him, the uncle's like, "Well, I mean, I feel like we should get something for raising y'all kids because their mom died, and obviously their dad's in jail." That's fucked up. Like,
yeah, Radio Raheem acting real funny, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, yo. What are you doing, yo?
Yeah, what happened to love and hate, dog? What happened?
Like, that's your family, yo. God damn.
I mean, we paying for meals and shit. I mean, saying you trying to cut me out the deal. Like, nigga, what deal? I'm trying to go to college.
What are you talking about? Like, I don't get paid in college, right? What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, then you need to go straight to the fucking NBA. Fuck all that learning shit. Let's get paid. I think it is. I know maybe there are more. I'm sure there are. I'm not a huge like sports person, but I mean I know LeBron and Kobe came right out of high school. Has there been that many more high school students that have been recruited directly into the NBA that you guys know?
Kobe, LeBron. There's been a bunch. I couldn't name them off the top of my head, but like, yeah, it's not unusual.
That's crazy. Like that's insane.
I mean, if you're that good that people are like desperately seeking you out, like I could see it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you could get in the NBA and make all this money and be super duper famous, right? Or you can, go to fucking English 101.
Yeah.
Like, I would imagine that if you could, most potential athletes would do it. Now I think they have a rule that you have to do at least 1 year in college, right?
I think so. I mean, it makes sense. Like, gotta give. I mean, from high school is crazy. Like, that's insane.
You're 18.
That's nuts. So
I got a list: Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Jermaine O'Neal, Tracy McGrady, Al Harrington, Rashard Lewis, Corleone Young, Jonathan Bender, Leon Smith, Darius Miles, Deshaun Stevenson, Kwame Brown, Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry, and this is I'm just now in 2001. Yeah, it happens a lot.
That's crazy to me. Dwight Howard, like that one's kind of wild because Dwight Howard is a gigantic person. Like, was he that big in high school? Like that nigga looked like he was 45 years old. He's fucking huge. This tiny head and giant robot body.
Yeah, that was in 2004.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But I mean, okay, yeah, he looked less weird.
This nigga playing for the Taoyuan Leopards now.
Dwight Howard does?
I think the last class was 2005. They don't have anything after 2005. Maybe you do have to do a year in college now.
I mean, it does make sense. Like, it's hard to imagine it's not damaging to put 18-year-old kids with that much money and that much access and then put them on the road. Like, they're lucky people like Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard actually didn't burn themselves out. Like,
well, that's the thing, man. Like, nobody really cares about the well-being of the student athlete. Like, they are commodities, right? Exactly. Like, I don't think it's an outrageous comparison. Like, it sounds outrageous, but it's not an outrageous comparison to, how slaves were looked at. Now, I'm not saying these people are being treated like slaves, right? But they're being sought after for what they can physically provide, not necessarily what they can provide, mentally, right? Which is why athletes get like passes for when they fuck up. Like, people will come to their defense. Look, I love Kobe Bryant, but that nigga was accused of rape. How many people in a regular Joe job that get that thrown on them can just come back? Like, it's incredibly hard, man.
Yeah.
But, he meant a lot. And, people will say it now because he's passed and he retired and then he passed. But like, people liked him because of the not regular people, but the people, the powers that be liked him, wanted him because of his commitment to basketball. Like, that's all that these people care about, Like,
they don't give a shit about him personally. I mean, and look, I don't know if he did or didn't do that, and I'm not even
right. I don't even want to get into all that. I don't even want to get into all that. The courts settled that shit. As far as I'm concerned, he's probably number 2 greatest basketball player of all time.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe 3. But it's funny. It's ironic that, like, okay, well, we're going to institute that you need to do a year in college before you can apply for the pros. Yo, it's even worse in college because they don't pay you. I think some schools pay you now. I think some schools pay you.
It's very few and far between though. But I mean,
Right.
largely until recently,
in
it's
California.
basically until recently, it's a slave market. I mean, and look, I get you're certainly not the first person to make that comparison. And again, you're not saying they're being treated like slaves. That would be ridiculous. They make
that's ridiculous.
Multiple millions of dollars, right? But I mean, like the NFL is even worse, right? Like it's the combine. Like how fast and how high can this nigga jump? Like it's crazy. It's crazy to watch, right? Where you literally have white people bidding on black people like, oh, he's the strongest one I've seen today. Like, okay, that's a bit weird, right? Like, and it's it's nothing wrong with the sport. It's just because of the history of the country that that film is just thrown onto everything, and you can't help it. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, they all have it, but like for some reason, it's really weird with the NFL and their combine, just because like you said, just how this country's history has treated big black dudes, right? Like referring to them as bucks and shit. Like
and like the commentary be wild too. They're like, look at the thick thighs on this one. I'm like, yo, what is happening right now? It's like,
right.
It's like,
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like, all right, like I see that. Can we stop talking about this? I feel very uncomfortable. But like it is really quite literally treating them as if they are just a commodity, not human beings, right? So yeah, I'm glad that the people who got drafted out of high school have largely made it and have done well for themselves. Of course, like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, so on and so forth. But it is just really weird to think that you're plucking kids out of their lifestyle and putting them into something as very different as professional sports. Like that's why when people talk shit about like Mike Tyson was fucking crazy. Mike Tyson was 19 when he won the heavyweight championship. Like 19, and they were like, "Here's coke and a bunch of women will fuck you, and here's millions of dollars." What the fuck else would you do at 19? You go nuts. You can't expect you. And he was already like. Not the brightest bulb, right? Like, right? Okay.
Yeah, he was kind of out there. He was boxing since like 14 years old,
right? Like
knocking niggas out when he was a kid.
He was a fucking maniac. So yeah, you can't like again the fact that the NBA and that says a lot about the people that these young guys surrounded themselves with. The fact that more NBA players don't just fall to the wayside of just like heavy drug use and stuff like that is amazing. Like, I mean, it really is quite surprising, but there you go.
And plus I think the difference is like, it's not as like physically, like it's physically demanding, but it's not like a contact sport.
Right.
So like they're not losing their mind. Like they're not getting hit in the head and getting like kind of, getting their brains knocked around to the point where, like, even if like they were to come out of high school, if it was like I don't think you are allowed to come out of high school for the NFL. You're too small. Like kill you in the NFL. You gotta go to college.
You can't do that. That's a terrible idea.
Those careers are cut short. They get so much money. They don't know what to do. They're getting hit in the head constantly, and that causes like brain damage.
Right.
They don't have as much brain. Like when you see NBA plays, they seem to be a little bit more, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Seem a little more intelligent than some other sports because they're not getting clocked in the head constantly.
I mean,
but still having money at that, having money at that age, it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. Child actors, same way.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Like you're a child, you lose your mind.
I love watching commercials with athletes because, like, you can tell by the commercial what sport that athlete plays, right? Like, baseball players are just like the most. Baseball players are just like the most like articulate, right? Because like they have helmets and all that, but like they're just running, right?
You ain't getting beat. You ain't getting beat live with fastballs.
They ain't doing nothing, right? Basketball players, they it's hit or miss because like some of these niggas
they sound like reality.
Some of these niggas, right? Some of these niggas are like Allen-y, you know what I mean? But my God, fucking football players, and I don't give a damn what position it is. I've heard Joe Flacco talk about fucking Royal Farms chicken back when he was in Baltimore, and you'd have thought this dude was an automaton, yo. Like, and having these dudes do like Eastern Motors commercials and shit, yo, like you can come to Eastern Motors where your job is your credit.
Like
nigga, what? Like
you can only get hit so many times, Joe. You can only look. You know what sport doesn't have a lot of commercials? UFC. They don't do commercials for anything. Nope. The longer you're in the UFC, you just get punched till you become more simian-like, right? Like you just start devolving.
Right. Yeah, you devolve. Your head starts looking weird. Your ears get cauliflowered. Yeah, you literally start looking like a Cro-Magnon man.
Yeah, you look like a fucking ape. You stay in the UFC long enough, you will become a fucking ape. You're a monkey man, like you will. That's just like that's how I know evolution is real. Like, because you can see people devolving, like you can just watch it happen. Like, so yeah, it's true. So he Jesus is leery. Like his aunt was cool, but his uncle, he a piece of shit. He trying to get paid. Like you said,
right,
Radio Raheem is.
I got to kill you. I'm like, all right.
I mean, so what, nigga? Like,
technically, you didn't have to, but like,
thanks
for being a good person. Jesus Christ, my fucking mom died.
Right, like at the bare minimum, my dude. Like, what the fuck's your problem? We then see Jake go buy some new Jordans. When he's fresh out of jail. I still think that even in 1998, paying $130 for a pair of Jordans is insane, but that's just me. I shop at Target, so like, don't listen to me. I'm not a sneakerhead or a fashion guru by any means. But
I don't mind paying for them. Right? I don't mind paying for them, but like, I'm aware of them motherfuckers, yo. Like some sneakerheads, they pay all that money just to have the shit sit on their wall, and like, it would be one thing if that's like the point of the shoe. Nah, nigga, the point of the shoe is to wear it. Like. No creases and shit. Like, nah, yo.
Yeah, I wear my shoes until they look like shoes I should cut the grass in. Like, just wear them all the way the fuck down. Like,
right.
That's why I bought them.
And then I'll wear them to cut the grass right, until they fall apart.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever owned any pair of tennis shoes that cost like more than $90. And I think I felt
I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
I've never. No.
I've had Jordans, but they've all been secondhand. Like, they've been given to me.
My wife has a pair of Jordans.
When I was a little kid. She
bought them from somebody. No, I'm not. No.
Somebody.
I don't like basketball.
Somebody. A pair of Jordans? For what?
Yeah. She has a pair of Jordans she bought.
Does she balling?
She be yeah. My wife, a lot of people don't know this. My wife has a back tattoo that says "Ball is life." Right. huge basketball fan. Her favorite player is Muggsy Bogues. that would be their go-to player. No, she wears them on occasion. Like I don't like basketball shoes. I think they're ugly. Like actual high top basketball shoes, I don't like them. I'm little, yo. Like I'm not that big, yo. They look ridiculous to me. Like I don't.
No, here's the thing about sneakers. Like, they look better the smaller your feet are. Doesn't matter what.
That's actually
your feet
right.
Are, the better they look on your feet. Like I wear size 12. Some basketballs look fucking ridiculous, and I don't understand how some basketball players wear their shoes. Like, they gotta look like clown shoes. Niggas be like 15. Right. I'm like. Nah.
You can't have the swoosh can't be fucking 12 inches long, yo. Like, you can't it can't be
it's too much material. It's too much material.
Like, yeah, that's why they cost more. Like, the bigger your feet are, look at the more the shoes cost.
No, I don't like basketball. I don't like high top basketball shoes. Like, that is not. I'm never gonna buy high top basketball shoes. Not ever. Like, I don't need the ankle support when I'm like dunking on people. Like, these are things that never happen. I don't know why Micah has basketball shoes. Why?
I wear
What size shoe do you
Converse,
wear?
bro. I wear Converse. No, but niggas haven't wore Converse for basketball shoes in 55 years.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking Dr. J. Skyhook.
Right. That's where the whole breaking ankles thing came from, because like those motherfuckers had no support. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, it's a high top. It's canvas. What the fuck? Might as well wrap a piece of paper around your ankles.
Oh shit! What size shoe do you wear, Jay?
Like
what size shoe do you wear?
9.5. Very, very average. Yo, fuck off. Fuck off.
My brother wears a size 14. That nigga's feet big as shit. God damn, nigga.
Nah, yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like for me, the idea of wearing high top basketball shoes, like it would make me feel like the fucking letter L. Like I don't like the idea of that. Like no, I don't like the look of them. I think they're generally very ugly. Look, man, I like to order my shoes I like to order my shoes online. Like I do. I'm fucking old, dude. I'm the lamest nigga ever when it comes to tennis shoes. Like the last pair of tennis shoes I bought, I went into DSW, the shoe warehouse, and I was like, I'll take those. I don't give a fuck. These Pumas, oh shit, they fit. There you go.
I like
That's
Pumas.
it.
Shit.
Yeah, one, inexpensive.
Like a clean look.
They look nice. Right. Fuck out of here. Nah,
they don't have a tampon on the side of them like these Jordans, yo. I'm sorry, yo.
They're
I know
ugly,
everybody likes
the
these
ones they bought
Jordans.
were ugly,
They look like
yo.
tampons, yo. They
Oh,
look
the
like
one with the couch
tampons on
cushion
the side of
sides?
these motherfuckers. Yeah, man. I never understood it. I never understood why people love them. But look, I don't know tennis.
Look, I did fuck with the Jordans. What was the Jordans like? The ones had the patent leather on them. Like that was like when I was in high school and shit. I was like, these are kind of dope.
I think those are the ones that came out in 96.
Yeah, like
either 96
they were
or 97. Everybody. Yeah. That was my freshman year of high school when those came out. Everybody loved those fucking things.
Yeah. But that was about it. That's where my love of Jordans started and ended. So then we see Jake meet up with Jesus and Hill Harper's character. And again, they're all wearing terrible shoes. Like these are so fucking ugly. Anyway, so like they all meet up and he goes by Booger, which is a really unfortunate nickname. But Hill Harper's character.
I don't like nicknames.
Don't call me that.
I don't like nicknames. You're not gonna call me Booger, yeah. Shut up.
Booger is wearing Micah and Terrence's favorite brand, Anichi, apparently. Two dumb niggas who can't read. So
nigga, NYC already has a spelling, yo. All right.
He's so mad. So Jake is like, look, why don't we play a little one-on-one? And he's like, no. Jesus is like, nah, fuck you. I don't want to play with you. Get the fuck out of here. And so he's like, look, all right, well, you scared to play me. Let's go somewhere and talk. And so we then see like a flashback of Booger and that's real unfortunate. And Jesus playing basketball, and Jesus is talking to his dad about how much he hated his name because his mom would always be yelling it and kids would make fun of him because he's not Hispanic and his name is not Jesus. Fast forward, we see Denzel Washington's character like go and check on Mila Jovovich, who plays Dakota, the bottom bitch to his pimp neighbor, because he heard her getting beat up. So he goes and checks on her, and helps her wash her face, find out about her and all this other shit. We're supposed to care about this hooker for some reason, and I'm not saying you shouldn't care about hookers who get beat up. I'm just saying like I don't care about this particular one. Like I just don't. And it's a weird. This is an entire thing that didn't need to exist in the movie.
Yeah.
Then we see Jesus go around with what's his face, what's the light skinned dude? What's his name?
Roger Smith.
Roger Smith, right? And he's like, look, you gotta look out for pussy. You gotta look out for niggas begging you for money and all this other shit's gonna happen to you. Like you gotta pay attention to all that, right? This is what Michael was referring to as like the message, right? Yeah, I mean, it is pretty obvious that especially if you're from the hood and you don't have a lot of money, when you get money, niggas gonna have their hands out. Like
niggas come out of the fucking woodwork. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
Yeah, I'm not giving you anything. Fuck off. Like you weren't in the gym. You weren't with me shooting in the gym. Get the fuck out of here. So
what happened to fucking MC Hammer? It was a fucking walking ATM machine, and he lost all his fucking money.
Yeah,
helping all the people he grew up. And he also,
and then he had like 55 dances to fucking pay too.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of people on the crew. Like, yeah, there were a lot of dances. He was just giving money to everybody, which is commendable. But at the same time, like,
don't do that.
Fuck out my way. Get out my face. No.
Yeah. Like, I get it. Like, and there has always been that push for black people who make it to help everybody in the hood, and you should do as much as you can. But like, don't burn your whole shit out because then you don't have anything either, and you worked hard, hopefully, to get where you are. And that's a delicate balance. MC Hammer did not learn that lesson, obviously. There's also this, there's a lot of fucking in this movie. Just as a side note, like there's a certain point where Spike Lee was like, I want to put titties in this movie, like all over the place. And I commend Spike for taking the artistic route of showing boobs. It's a very difficult thing. But you get all this conversation about like, sex. This is what's gonna fucking sell you, or be sold to you once you make it. Then we see a conversation between Jesus and his high school coach, who's like, "Look, here's some extra money. I know you need it." Type of shit. That's a lot of money, yo. That's a lot of money.
I feel like you shouldn't be doing this, even as a teenager. Like $10,000, yo. I'm gonna have to get arrested. I don't trust you. A white man give me $10,000 for what? Yeah, you want it back when I get possibly make it to the NBA? Don't trust it.
Yeah, no thanks.
Nope.
How about $500? Like, slow down. It don't need to be 10,000. Like, that's crazy. So he's basically like, listen, you took this money before to help raise your sister and live your life. Yeah, I'm trying to help you out, right? But the coach is, like Terrence is saying, like the coach is giving him this money, but it's on a short leash, right? Like, but you don't forget about me type of shit, right? And that's got to be a lot of pressure for a young guy going into the NBA.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be crazy.
No, he's not going into the NBA. He's going to college. He hasn't decided what college he's going to yet. Right. I don't know. I'm not going to know until Monday. That's my impression.
That's solid. Ray, is that you?
I feel like I got it. I feel like I nailed it.
No, you got it. I thought Ray was joining us on the episode. I was like, holy shit, he's here.
Yeah, I thought Jay just played a clip.
Yeah. We're doing that?
Good Lord. He was very irritating to me. I couldn't. I don't like it, when athletes try to act. It just really pisses me off.
I don't like
and he was the star of the movie next. Yeah. And he was second billing. You can't do that, Spike. Come on, man. This movie is already 2 hours long. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes long, yo.
And you got a lot of Ray Allen in it.
You got a lot of Ray in it. He's saying lines.
Relax.
Very poorly.
Then we see a scene that seems Ray Allen's very lucky. Ray Allen gets fucked in a Ferris wheel by Rosario Dawson. Yeah, okay, that's great.
Wonder Wheel. It takes place in Coney Island, so it's the Wonder Wheel, made famous by the Warriors.
Oh yeah. Okay. Look, it's a good scene. There, as he's clearly busting a nut. There's fireworks for subtlety.
I swear to God, because I watched this scene and I'm like, I feel like he put in some extra sound effects to make it actually sound like they was fucking. And I'm like, this is gross. Like, there was some noise like, really, Spike? Come on, bro. Like
This
man.
this is Spike Lee at his crudest by far. So the entire movie, Rosario Dawson's character Lala has been saying to Jesus, "Hey, I got this friend. He's a friend of the family. He just happens to be an agent." Okay.
Right. Sure.
And he's really dying to meet you. Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. That's it. And that agent is also, pardon my French, that dorky nigga from Drumline. So he introduces.
I don't know if I've ever seen Drumline.
The ending is just look it up on YouTube. That's enough. Like, you don't need to see anything else. Like, you just don't. The ending's fun though. So that family friend, not buying it, takes Jesus around and to this bigger agent's house, and he's like, "Hey," like he gives him this white agent gives him the full court press. Like, here's a Lamborghini, here's a Ferrari, this car's got $30,000 worth of stereo equipment in it. Like, this could all be yours if you go directly to the NBA. And he's like, "Well, I'm thinking about college." But they're like, "Yeah, no, fuck that, man. You know how much pussy you can get driving this car? Even if you're ugly," is basically what he says. You could get laid in this car. Fair enough. And he shows them like around the property, and it's got like an indoor basketball court, and like all this could be yours if you just sign with us. I don't know, man. That draw to go directly to the NBA would be pretty fucking hard for me at 18. Like, I could go to college and like I'll get laid, but I'd be broke. Or I could go to the NBA and get laid and be a multimillionaire.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. I feel like I would be.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I don't know.
I'd probably go ahead and go to the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd go to the NBA.
Yeah, fuck.
And I'd be like,
fuck school.
Money wise, I don't know what I would do with the money. I'd probably be like, my parents aren't scumbags, so I'd probably be like, "Can y'all please like watch this so I don't do nothing crazy?" But yeah, that's probably what I would have done. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I probably would have the NBA. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Listen, they gave me a $200 million contract. Mom, I'm gonna need you to hold like $190 million.
197 million of it, because I don't need that much right now.
Yeah, and then I would just go, because you're 18. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't need that much fucking money.
Right, I don't even have any interest that costs that much. Like, unlimited ice cream and Maggie moves. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Again, I'm 18. I'm dumb. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm gonna get all the games on the PlayStation. Okay, that's all right. Cool. You spent $6,000. Like, all right. Well, I don't know. Like, that's it. Just give your mom or your dad. Be like, just hold this. Just hold it. So when I get old, I have money left. So he's like showing him around, and it's like, all right, giving them full court press. Then Jesus comes out of the house, and for some reason doesn't fight this nigga on the spot. Because I would have, like, no, absolutely not.
I was like, I wasn't too pleased with this. I know she was fucking this dude, but I'm like, if I was Jesus, I'm like, "Hey, my nigga, what's happening right now? What's going on? What are we really talking? What are we doing right now?"
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah, he walks out, and this dude, the family friend, is holding his girl in the pool, and she's in a bikini. I'm like, that's cool. Like, can you get out? Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? Like, am I a fool? Also, I would have been like, "Oh no, I'd drive you home, and I'd get 10 minutes down the road, and I'd get halfway home, and I'd be like, get out. You walk home. Fuck you."
No, call your boyfriend drove.
Yeah, call your boyfriend.
I think her boyfriend drove, right?
Oh, all right.
I think he pulled up. Yeah.
Right, well, then you got to get all the way home. Maybe. Then you fight that nigga in the hood. Like nah, yo. Like, you fight him, nigga. Fuck that. You get the free ride, and then you start fighting. So then
he pulled up in homeboy's truck. Yeah, so he did drop him there. Yeah, you had to just sit in the back seat and shut the fuck up until you got back home.
Yeah, you got to eat that. And then you just punch him in the back of the head. Like, wow. Then we see a scene of Jake really pushing a young Jesus, like, on the basketball court, like ridiculously pushing him. That's not even the worst scene. And you kind of get these like clips of his mom also being like incredibly supportive. Then back in sort of modern times, we get to see Mila's Jovovich's, and as she's having sex with a guy who has never had sex with a woman in missionary in his life. Apparently,
yo, what the fuck is he doing?
What are you doing, yo? Like, stop jumping up and down.
What is that? He's just like jumping up and down on the bed like a kid.
Yeah, this is why cuckold videos exist, guys. Like, you guys really don't know what y'all doing. That's a goddamn shame. Yeah, this dude's wearing like a shirt, a tie, slacks, and doesn't know how to have sex. Like, all right, bro, that's 3 strikes for you.
Yeah, he just came home. He just got off of work as a banker or something like that. Went to go visit Mila Dakota to
pathetic
have sex. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
I don't think that's.
I don't know what he was doing, but it looks inconceivable because that's what that nigga.
He kind of did look like him. That's fucked up. The best he could do, man. That's the best he could do. So they show another scene of Jake pushing Jesus on the basketball court, and Jesus was like, "You know what? Go fuck yourself." And he takes the basketball and throws it over the gate, and losing the ball in the woods or whatever. And Jake comes home and he's fucking pissed. And like he's yelling at Jesus, and he's like he's doing his Denzel shit. Like Denzel isn't one thing that people who don't think Denzel is a great actor. One thing they miss about him is he's a great physical actor. Like he has a way about like a physical presence, like when he like knocks the cup off the table type of shit, or when he like you blot that shit, like from like American Gangster. Like he's a very good physical actor. He just is. And in this scene, he throws his little son down, and then he throws a woman, his wife, into a countertop. She hits her head and she dies. By the way, this is how you're supposed to die in a spontaneous moment, not dance around, spin around, and just die like in Stepmother 1. That's not how you die. This is actual acting.
Yeah, she had a brain aneurysm from spinning around, dancing and shit.
Again, I don't get it. I don't understand.
That was a real movie, guys. That was a real movie. So she dies, and of course, that is the reason that Jake is in jail for murder. It was involuntary manslaughter, obviously, but he is in jail for murder, which is also the reason why Jesus is so mad at Jake is that he killed his mom, right? Even though he didn't, right? He didn't
do it. He didn't do it on purpose.
And he didn't mean to do it. But yeah, that still exists between them. Then we see a scene of Jesus and Jake walking on a pier, and like Jesus is like, "Listen," Jake is like, "Listen, the whole reason I'm here is to get you to sign to go to big state. If you do that, they're gonna lower my sentence." And so Jesus is like, "Oh, so you are fucking like everybody else. You want something from me?" He's like, "No, I'm not like everybody else. Like, I actually care about you. None of these other motherfuckers care about you." And look, in Jake's fucked up own way, he is the only one who cares about him. Like, everybody else is running game, but like he's also kind of running game, but he does genuinely care about the kid. So
he loves his son, right? It's like he loves his son. He also doesn't want to spend the rest of that extra. How long has he been in prison? 7 years.
Yeah, but I think he's got like a total of like 15 years or some shit like that. He don't want to do another.
He got like another 8 years left. Like, I don't want to do that. So if you could please, possibly, sir, good sir, if you can go to big state, commute some time off my sentence. They didn't say how much.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
It could be like 2 years. They'll get out in 5. But nigga, what the fuck did I do all this for?
Yeah,
I'll finish it.
Like, let me break it down to like, give me one more year. Like, if you give me one more, like, I do a year. Like, it's not bad. I mean, I didn't murder somebody. Like, also, by the way, you probably let him out. It was involuntary manslaughter. Like, it wasn't on purpose. Right. After 7 years, I feel like you can get out for that. Jake also breaks down why Jesus has his name. And he's named after a basketball player, the Jesus of Philadelphia, which is definitely a term Micah probably gagged at hearing. Like,
I mean, that's just another. That's a really long way of saying the Antichrist. That's what that is.
Fair enough. But he had named him after this other player that he really loves from Philly.
Earl.
Yeah. And so he was like, oh, like he always thought it was Jesus from the Bible. It's like, nah, it wasn't. But like people want to believe what they want to believe, right? Like they just kind of fill in their information. And that's sort of a message too, right? Like they just they put things upon you, whether that's true or not, right? And like that's a part of being popular, right? That's a part of being famous. Then we see Jesus go with Rick Fox of all people, fucking strange, to Tech U, and like he's giving him the tour, and Rick Fox is like, here's a tour of all the white pussy you could be having. That's the whole tour. Like,
yeah, I was like, what?
Like, is there a gym? He was like, yeah, there's a gym full of white pussy. That's all you need to be worried about. It's like, again, is this all this school has? Do you have a library? He was like, we got a library of white pussy. Have you seen that? Like, all right, like that's it. And apparently, and I don't approve of this at all, these white women just go up to random black dudes and mouth kiss them, and they've never met them. I don't care for that at all. Like, that's nasty. Like, get to know me. God damn. Like, that's like, gross.
And it's like, you get all the white pussy, you was like, but I don't want it.
Yeah, he was like, but where are the sisters? He was like, don't worry about them. They're too much work. You got to like talk to them and treat them like human beings. Like, we ain't got time.
I hated this character, yo. I fucking hated this character.
Yeah, no,
I
you're
really
supposed
did,
to.
yo.
You're supposed to.
I know. It worked. Fucking Rick Fox is a much better actor than Ray Allen.
Yeah, he actually. I mean,
yeah.
but
he actually very much so.
Yeah, he actually is. But like, he's done. I feel like Rick Fox has done a number of like.
He's been in a few movies.
Yeah, like he actually.
Yeah, he's been in movies and TV shows and shit like that.
He's
also, he owns like a video game, like a professional like video game league or team.
He's billed on Wikipedia as a Canadian actor first, and then a basketball player. So, yeah, that's fucking wild.
Okay,
yeah, he was
that's
on
kind of weird.
He was on Oz. He was in He Got Game. He was on One Tree Hill, Ugly Betty, The Game, The Big Bang Theory, Meet the Browns, Melrose Place, Mr. Box Office, Sin City Saints, Crystal, Sharknado, Greenleaf, Morning Show Mysteries, and All Rise, amongst many.
Yeah, he co-owns Echo Fox.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Oh, wow. All right, so the Fox is him. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
In 2015, Fox and partner acquired professional League of Legends team Gravity Gaming. Wow, what a bunch of nerds. That's crazy. All right, well, good for Rick Fox. Yeah, he's actually pretty good in this.
He was too old by this time, but then again, was he like 29 years old in this movie?
Probably.
Playing a college student.
I mean, he's younger than Hill Harper.
Yeah, only about 3 years, man.
Hill Harper, 57 years old at the time of the filming of this movie.
Hill Harper is a year younger than my mother. God damn. Jesus Christ.
So Rick Fox takes Jesus to like the basketball court. They take a break from a bunch of white pussy, and he takes him. But it wouldn't end there. He takes him to the basketball court. They play this obnoxious fucking footage of like him with like the crown of thorns. They're like, here comes Jesus Shuttlesworth. It's ridiculous. And then he meets the coach of the team, played by John Turturro, of course. He is a mainstay in Spike Lee movies, and so he's like, look, I think you're a good person, a good human being, and blah blah blah, all this bullshit, just so he can get him to come play at the school. Let's get real. But yeah, he really cares about him, but he doesn't. Then Rick Fox and Jesus, they go to get something to eat. They're eating Chick-fil-A because that's how much money this college has. They have a Chick-fil-A on campus, probably.
I mean, all them white people, of course, is a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's fucking. That's Jesus's chicken, like quite literally. And there's a table full of white women, and they're all just like, "Oh Jesus, can't wait to get some of that." Like, I have gonorrhea, and so they're like really excited to fuck another basketball player. And this is where Rick Fox is like, "Look, man, don't even worry about black women. Like, ain't nobody trying to talk to them. Like, you try. It's like, oh, I love sisters, like from Africa. Like, all right, Rick Fox, you saying it? Thou protest too much." So then they go to a party, and it's a white people party, which is there's no dancing. It's just people drinking themselves Quantum Leap style. And I remember when I learned what a party was to white people. I was like, oh, it's just y'all getting fucking just drunk as fuck, like
wasted,
like y'all dance, like y'all only have music on. Like, what the fuck is going on? So Rick Fox takes Jesus into this dorm room, and he's like, "Hey, here's 2 hookers. All right, I'll see you later." They didn't even
on a waterbed.
Yeah, I don't think I would enjoy that.
No,
I
first of all,
just sitting on a waterbed.
I don't.
No,
it's not fun having sex on a waterbed.
No.
It's really quite uncomfortable.
I feel like the motions that I'm trying to get moving, like the ocean is going in the opposite direction. I gotta like regulate. Like, I gotta get my core stability up and all. Like, this is too much, yo. Just
it's like you gotta try to go with the motion of the bed because like it'll like it counteracts what you're doing. It's annoying. It's very annoying.
I don't like.
It's not fun.
Nah, also, yo, if you have a waterbed, you're a wild nigga, yo. Like, you shouldn't be trusted as far as I'm concerned. Like, you really shouldn't be.
I thought they'll stop being like really big in the 80s and the 90s. Well, this was 98, but
yeah, like I think
waterbeds are terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why people thought they were cool. They don't feel cool. So yeah, Spike Lee's like titties. I'm gonna put titties in. I'm gonna have
I'm gonna put 2 big titty white bitches in to have sex with Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and then it awkwardly cuts to Denzel Washington's face after he's finished fucking these women, and it's hilarious because Denzel's like, "Come on, man." Come on, bro.
Looking like, oh, really?
You having fun, Spike? All right. How many times you go shoot this scene? How many times? It's just funny. So we cut back to the high school where Jake he sees Lala outside of school, and he goes to talk to her. He's like, "Hey, I know you're dating my son. I know you care about my son. So you say, but like, work with me, and like I know how much they probably paying you to like basically to help recruit Jake to their side, right? That dude from Drumline." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play dumb, Rosaria. Don't do that." So he's like, "Look, we could work together and like make something happen. Like, come on now, like be on my team." And he grabs her arm, and she's like, "No, don't touch me or whatever." And so brother from Drumline comes up, and he gets fucked up by Denzel Washington.
Yo, he looks like the devil from that Tyler Perry movie, yo.
Yeah, he kind of
does. Oh, right. He does look like him.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Devil.
What is this dude's name?
In the movie, I have no idea.
I think his name is DeAndre in the movie. I don't know what the fuck his real name is.
I think that's black for
Leonard
the devil.
Roberts.
Leonard Roberts. Okay. So Denzel throat punches this guy twice. He fucking takes his open hand and hits him in the throat. By the way, very effective method of hitting somebody. Like, if you could pull that off, like, you fuck somebody's day all the way up. Like, you quite literally would. So yeah, he hits the dude in the throat twice. He can't breathe because, of course.
No.
And then he hits him in the head with an elbow, which was fucked up, but hilarious.
Nigga, Denzel Washington has the best facial expressions I've ever seen, yo. Like, after he hits him, at 1 hour 39 minutes 37 seconds, like the look on this nigga's face is just like. Yo, and it's only there for a split second, but yo, it's fucking hilarious, yo.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, that's I see it. Like he can't believe that this guy had. Like, he can't believe this nigga had the audacity to to come in his face, like to get it even in his face. And then it's
that's why
hilarious.
he's very believable in fucking action movies.
Yeah,
like you believe he can do this shit.
Right, and then he runs off, which is funny because he starts running like a kid. He's like, "Oh shit, that's right, I'm out of jail."
He's like, I'm out on work release.
I gotta go.
Denzel Washington is the best everyman to ever be in a movie, yo. Like
he is.
Like no matter what he does, no matter what his skill set is, I believe him to be some nigga from New York, yo. It's just he's some nigga from New York that can kill you in 9 seconds, or he's some nigga from New York that'll throat punch your ass twice and then break the fourth wall for a second just to make sure that you know, like, what this nigga doing?
I love it. Like when people say Denzel can't act, yo, like nah, yo, he has a very specific style. But he is great. Like he's really. There's not much Denzel's not great in. Like I can't really think of a movie where I'm like, wow, Denzel is terrible in this fucking movie. Like not even when he's doing a Bahamian accent in that one fucking movie with Robert Townsend. Like I like him in that too. Like he's great.
What the hell movie was that? I don't.
Oh, fuck. I'll look it up. It would be it's a murder mystery. It would definitely be worth doing. But just to hear Denzel Washington do a Bahamian accent is just funny. Like this shit is fucking ridiculous. The whole movie. So then after having a really good time beating a nigga half to death on the street, Denzel's like, you know what? Kind of want to sleep with a hooker. Gotta say, probably gonna feel good. So he goes and he picks Dakota up off the corner. She's dressed lovely. Womp womp. And he does what broke niggas do. He just buys a handle of liquor and he was like, why don't we drink this and then I'll give you money and we'll fuck. She was like, all right, well, I mean, that seems appropriate. And look, he's a man with needs. And she's a woman with cash now. So they do it.
Do they? Well, they did.
I mean, Denzel Washington is having sex with this woman with jeans on. Like that's weird.
Right? He started out. He dry humped and he came really quickly. She's like, I understand. It's been a while for you, hasn't it?
He's like, Arr! He's like growling and shit.
I was like, the fuck is going on, bro? Okay, I guess he didn't. All right.
Yeah,
failed that miserably.
Also, don't kiss one. Don't kiss her on the mouth, yo. She's a whore. Don't kiss her on the mouth. That shit is gross, yo. That shit is gross. Get out of here.
You don't know where she's been. Actually, it's nowhere good. So then Jesus' uncle picks him up. He's like, "Hey, you like this car?" He's like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "It's a Lexus LS 400. Not a great looking car, in my opinion." But he's like, "Yeah, it's technically in my name, but I bought it for you." Like, because like when the contract comes, like shit's going down. And Jesus is like, "Yo, I can't even be seen in this car. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, I lose everything." And his uncle is like, "Just fucking work with me, man. Just like, come on, give me some money. God damn it, like, help me out." His uncle's a terrible person. Then we see Jake in his terrible Jordans go and quite literally just make out with his wife's gravestone. It's very weird. But he just hugs it because he misses her so much, which would be understandable. I can't imagine the grief that I would have if I mistakenly killed my wife and then had to go to prison. That would be fucked up. And then your kids hate you at the same time. Back on Coney Island, Jesus is sitting down with Lala, And she basically was like, yeah, I was fucking a nigga from Drumline. So what? Like, don't I deserve to get paid? I've been with your ass. And Jesus is like, nah, fuck you. I got lugs on. I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't need you. Niggas wore lugs. That's just wild to me. That's wild.
Did I ever have a pair of lugs? I'm trying to think. No, I never had lugs. I had Tim's.
I had Tim's. I never had lugs. Absolutely not. I've never even had any lugs. Like,
I mean, I had like a lug
clothing.
shirt or something.
Yeah, he's wearing a lug shirt. I don't know if he's wearing like actual lug boots. No, I would never be caught dead in that shit. I'm way too small. You know that the clothes. I look like I was just swimming in it. You know, like it's too much. I never had an Averex jacket. Yeah, I know. No, like I never had an Averex jacket. Never had any of that shit.
Yeah, that was the style. Like you jump up in the air on a windy day and you a kite. That was just the style at the time.
No, but I do feel like that style definitely worked for you guys, like taller guys, way more than it worked for shorter guys. Like, nah, yo, like because all the extra fabric, like it looked better. It looked better, yo. Like I'd look like a fucking like a clown, like just a clown, way too
like
much.
Two kids in a trench coat.
Yeah, like it didn't look that much better, yo. Like it just
look, there you go.
It was like clothes hanging on a broken wire hanger, yo. Like
just too much.
It just droops down and shit. Like, nah, yo.
No thanks. So we get a little bit of flashback in the middle of their argument. Lala's like, didn't I get that abortion for you? Like, that's a wild thing to be yelling out here on a park bench. Relax. And he's like, whoa. Last time I checked, weren't you like, I want you inside me with no condom, Poppy? Like, the fuck? Like, you were pushing for that. Which, by the way, that's not an excuse, gentlemen. Like, you are the master of your own domain, yo. Really like, nah, yo. Come on now.
Push them off you. Get out of here.
Get off of me. Like, no.
Use your hip thrusters. Like, do something. Get out of here, yo. That is no excuse.
Nah, it's not. You can't, she wanted me to bust in her without a condom. Nigga, what? Like, no, don't do that. No, absolutely not. Not unless you want a kid. Like, no thanks. At 17. So she's like, nah, fuck you. I deserve to get paid. Like, I've been here with you, so like I should get a hookup. Nah.
Like, what?
Like, you saying the quiet part loud, yo. Like, yo, shut up.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, you're supposed to stick with this nigga until he gets to the NBA, gets paid, then you get married, and then you stick around for a couple more years, and then you get a divorce, Rosario. Come on. That's the MO. He's probably gonna cheat on you anyway.
She's not about playing the long game.
Nah, she gonna be big mad, and then he's gonna end up marrying some white woman, and she'll be at the draft.
Why did he have a picture of them two on like the mantle in their house?
He in love
as teenage
sweethearts. In love.
Yeah, he a cornball.
They in love. They don't know no better.
Yeah. Okay. He's a cornball. He's wearing a Lugs oversized shirt, for God's sake. He's a cornball. But yeah, she's none too pleased. So he's like, all right, well, fucking go fuck that other dude. Like, I don't care. Like, que sera, sera. So then we get to sort of the final scene between the two main characters, Jake and Jesus. They meet up at a court, and Jake is like, listen, I got this letter. This is an intention, like letter of intent, like that if you sign it, you're going to go to big state. And if you sign that, I get a little time off, hopefully. But otherwise you can do whatever you want. And so he's basically like, look, I'll play you to 11, 1-on-1. If you win, you got to sign with big state. If you lose, you do whatever you want. Tear it up. I don't give a shit. And I'll go away. And Jesus is like, bet. Nah, I'm gonna fuck you up for that. So here is a funny clip of Spike Lee talking about this very thing. It's quite funny. So here you go.
Denzel Washington played junior varsity at Fordham University. So Denzel's always thought he could ball. But Ray Allen didn't notice. So one of the most talked about scenes in He Got Game is the one-on-one game. Well, in the script, Jesus is supposed to beat his father 11-zip. Denzel never told me, but Denzel like, hell the fuck no. I'm scoring at least one basket on this motherfucker. Ray Allen says, hold up, time out. Ray doesn't even say cut, he says time out. He says time out. He says, Spike, what's happening? I'm supposed to win, my carry's supposed to win 11-zip. I'm like, yo, what can I tell you? Ray was like, all right, fuck that. You're not scoring another basket. And that's what you saw.
So there you go. Like their game.
Yeah, that's fucking great, yo.
Their game
That's great, yo.
Like it's real. Like, and look, Denzel wasn't bad, yo. Like he wasn't even wasn't that bad in the scene. Like he was pretty good. But yeah, like how hard they're playing and shit like that. Like Denzel was basically like, I'm going home with something. Like that's like,
right. I'm leaving with something.
Yeah,
I'm from
right.
I'm leaving.
I love that. Like that's after I saw that clip of the Jamie Foxx interview when he was talking about that, and then I heard this one, I was like, oh, that's 100% true. Like Denzel Washington going like, I ain't losing 11-0. Get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, it's not real. Fuck that.
Like, I don't care.
Like, nah, yo. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, I get it. That's fucking dope, yo. Like that makes me love this scene even more because I'm like, yo, he can't be acting that well, yo. Like he's like, plus one, he's an actor, right? Actors have egos, right? And two, like, nah, yo. If I got a chance to play an NBA player 1-on-1, and like I think I can shoot. I think I can play. Like, yeah,
I'm gonna try my dance. Now I suck at basketball. Yeah, I suck at basketball. So like, this would not be a scenario that would ever happen to me. But if I actually had some level of skill, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, absolutely, I'd play that shit. I beat Ray Allen, and what? Like, nah, you didn't know. Like, you really didn't. But like, honestly, Denzel did pretty good. Not bad. But yeah, it's a good scene. You know, this is sort of coupled with scenes of Jesus being pushed extremely hard slightly earlier in the movie by Jake, where he's like literally pushing him as a kid, like physically pushing him, like, oh, you get mad, you getting upset, like, oh, you don't want to play now, and all this other shit, like, and it's a scene that's like really pivotal of just how hard he drove him, but he uses that to beat his dad in the end, right? And like, look, that speaks to that level of, I don't know, like, I'm sure Micah can attest to this as well. Like, there is a level of, it's weird. There's a level of harshness that I feel like we have to have as Black fathers, like a little bit. Like, I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, nigga, are you being a little much? Like, why are you doing that? But you're pushing them because the world is so cruel to them. And the world will not give Black children a chance. Like, I tell my daughter all the time, like she'll pretend like she don't know something, and I'm like, don't do that. Like that, that is a surefire way to piss me off. Like, I don't like that shit. Cause I get in like real like Black father bag type of shit. I'm like men will fucking assume you don't know shit just because you're a little girl. Like your entire life. Like, do not ever pretend to not know something. Like if you know something and other people don't know it, fuck them. Like, fuck them. That's their fault. Like, I push for her not to diminish herself. So it's like, I get it. Like, I get Jake's position because, and sports makes sense, right? Like, it's an easy analogy to run. But in all aspects of like just being a Black dad, like you feel like there is a draw of like, you have to be a little harsher. Not all the time. You should be soft with your kids, but there are those moments. Like, Micah, do you find that?
I do it a lot, and I have to catch myself just to make sure that, you know, I'm not acting like my father acted towards me, right? Like I turned and not to say that my father was a bad father. He did the best he could, and, you know, I'm not I turned out fine, right? But
He about to say
but I
that you're
find
not an
myself.
asshole. let me reword this because
Look, I'm very self-aware. Okay, I'm very self-aware.
Yeah, we're
but,
aware of you too.
I've
nigga.
I'm very self-aware, and I know when I'm gonna get called out
That's-
for saying some bullshit.
I turned out great.
But I find myself talking to my son, being like firm, but then I have to remember like he's 4.
Right.
But at the same time, right? Like,
Full,
like,
nigga.
and right, you 4, nigga. Like he's like today, he was like, "Mommy, can you bring my milk to me?" And I said, "Get up and get it yourself, because it's in a restaurant."
Yeah, that's me 100%. I'm like, yo, no, absolutely not.
Right.
Your
Get up
legs
and
work.
come in here and get it. I'm not you over here laying on the couch looking at the iPad and shit all comfortable. No, if you want something to drink, get your ass up and get it. Like, I don't feel like that's out of I don't feel like I'm a bad father for telling him if you want something, you got to go get it. Right? Like, he's been having issues at school where people will take stuff from him and he just lets it happen.
Nope.
And he doesn't tell
No.
nobody. And I said, "Nah, man, you can't do that. You can't let people do that. You can't let people just take something from you and stuff like that." You know what I mean? I try not to yell at them, but I will raise my voice, right? Like, I'll do what Ray Allen's doing. Like, "What do you mean you're letting people take stuff from you?" Right? Like, like, and then, I'll make sure. And he's like, "You're yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you. I'm talking loudly, right? I'm making sure you hear me, right? Because, one, I can't yell, right? I'm not a yeller, right? You better make sure that people do. Right, exactly. I sound exactly like Ryan Gosling when I yell, so I can't yell, but I can speak loudly. I can speak loudly, and I'm trying to tell him, like, yo, you can't let people walk over you. Like, you're a nice guy. My son is a very sweet boy. He's a very sweet boy, but my eldest. And people would take advantage of that, man. And he's a lover, not a fighter. My youngest son is the opposite. He's a dickhead. Like, he will fight your ass.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to tell him that he needs to, like, tone it down, like, calm down a bit, because he's gonna be like the Raphael, right? He's gonna want to fight you. And my son and my eldest is like the Michelangelo. Or the Donatello. Like, he's just so. But yeah, it's a weird balance, man. It's a weird balance of trying to be firm, but not push him too hard. You know what I mean? Like, we tried to get my son into basketball, and my wife is ready to quit, like, waiting for him to quit at the drop of a hat, right? Like I know I caught a little bit of flack from you when we were at last time we were all at your mom's house, right? When my son was running around and he fell, right? He fell on his
flack
face.
from me?
I thought it seemed like it was a little bit of flack from me, but he fell, right? He fell,
Man, my kid.
and my wife. And I said, "All right, come on, man. You fell. Get up." And my wife ran over to him.
Oh yeah, no, I laughed. No,
and hugged.
Yeah, was I there?
Yeah, you were there. Yeah. No, that wasn't flack from me. I was laughing because you always tell us when you were like, "Don't pick him up, don't pick him up."
Yeah,
like,
and she did.
Don't pick him up.
Yeah, we were laughing about that shit. We wasn't judging. We were just laughing because I could hear your internal dialogue. That's a lie. I can hear your external dialogue because you literally said, "Don't pick him up."
Because I said the shit. Don't pick him up, yo. Don't pick him up, because I get sick and tired of that. He's 4. He's supposed to fall. But you're supposed to get back up. And that's what I'm trying. And that's what I'm trying to teach him, yo.
Yeah.
As a kid, like, if I fell, unless I broke something. No, I ain't getting, like,
right. You bleeding? Right, you bleeding?
Stop being a bitch and come on.
Right. It wasn't even about, like, I guess. I mean, we grew up in the 80s and 90s, so that probably was like a stop being a bitch, nigga. Get the fuck up type shit. Like, that was 100% what it was.
There was a lot of gay expletives flown around back then, right?
why you cursing
get
at
up,
me?
yo.
I fell. Like, yeah, I remember I was getting the shit out of my arm once, and I had to go to the hospital at that point because I like took up like 2 layers of skin because I jumped a ramp on my bike. It was like a makeshift ramp, and it collapsed as I jumped it. It was kid shit. But even then, like I was fucked up. I still got up. I got up, went in the house, was like, yeah, I'm fucked up, and they took me to the hospital. But like, I couldn't. No, get up.
Get up.
You're full.
Don't
like you didn't hurt yourself that bad. We were in the grass.
Right. Right. You were in the grass. Yo, you're 4 feet tall, yo. It would be one thing if you were my height and fell, right? If you my height and fall, like you probably gonna break something, right? But nah, yo, like just get up. You a little boy.
Bruna fall later that day.
Yeah.
She's
got a fucking gash, yo. Yeah, she had a fucking gash. She fell.
Yeah,
No, she's pretty tough about stuff like that. But what I find is in those situations, like I try to be good, but a lot of times like it's so my daughter has impulse issues, right? Like she does. And so she runs hard and she runs fast and like she was reckless. She just like with just like she could just be really reckless, right? And I find myself being like, slow down, stop, pay attention to what you're doing. Like a lot, I do that shit a lot. And then she'll fall and I'm like, I told you. And I'm like, all right, you're being a dick. Like she already fell. Like, don't rub it in, my nigga. Like that don't help nobody, right? Like I have to kind of curb that. But yeah, there is just that nature of, and maybe it is just being dads, period, right? But I can only speak from like being a black father because there's other external reasons why we are the way we are with our kids. But if you're a white dad and you're like, this all resonates, like, okay, that makes sense too. But like, I'm terrified that I would ever send her out into the world ill-equipped to deal with the harshness of life. Like, I want her to be like, when shit comes, and it will, like it's inevitable. I don't care where the fuck I live. It is inevitable. She will deal with certain shit. And she is going to have like, not just physically, and maybe it is physically, but there's going to be times in life where it's like you fall and you got to be able to pick yourself up. You have to. And like, sometimes it's like that lesson we teach physically to kids, but also like emotionally, you have to teach it to them. Right. Like, and it's not the easiest. Like my wife is out of town right now and my daughter is like going through it, which means I'm going through it. So, and like I made dinner tonight and I put the plate of dinner. I was like, here you go. And she just looked at it, scrunched up her face and was like, started crying and was like, I miss mommy. And just like went into like a crying fit. And I got fucking pissed. Like I got mad, you know, like I legitimately got pissed. But like I realized what it is. But I was like a little stern. I'm like, all right, one, like I cooked this meal. Like, don't be fucking rude. Like that was my first, like my first attitude. But then I'm like, all right, you're being a bit of a dick. You're being a bit of a dick, and then you got to be a little soft with them. But it's also to teach her, like, yeah, you're emotionally upset, but you can't fall apart. You just can't all the time. You can't.
Oh my God.
You just can't.
This nigga will cry at the drop of a hat, yo. This nigga will cry or whine. Not cry like tears, but he will whine, and I'm just sick.
I mean, that's
tired of it, yo.
Yeah, that's the age, yo. Like, that shit is irritating. I'm like, yo, stop fucking whining, yo. Like, it's like through my teeth.
Stop
yo. Like,
fucking whining. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my daughter does this like
Spencer took this from me. Shut the fuck, take it back, nigga. What the fuck? Like, look at him. He can't even fucking walk, yo. God damn.
Take it and walk away.
Take it from him. How?
Because he lounging on the fucking couch and shit. And Spencer, he ain't Spencer ain't no bitch. He gonna damn, I'm gonna take it. Like, what the fuck, yo?
Hey, yo, I could, yeah. How old is it? There's a 3-year difference between the two.
Yeah, it's a 3-year difference. Spencer's 1.5.
Okay,
and Maxwell's 4.
It's the same. It's the same for me and my brother. Yeah, ain't no way in hell my brother was taking shit from me when I was a kid.
Right.
I done pushed him down the steps before.
Get out of here. Beat it.
Right.
Before he took, like, get the fuck off me, nigga. Like, get
You're
outta here.
one. Bigger than you. Stronger than you. Yeah, but that's just.
I'm hoping the youngest can toughen up the oldest. Like that's weird to me. But I'm really hoping the
Yeah,
youngest.
but it might.
can
But
toughen
it
up
very
the
well
oldest.
might happen.
That might be the case, man.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
not that big a difference,
Could.
Right. Or you got one bruiser like, oh shit, your brother's getting picked on in school. He's a senior in high school, and your freshman son just coming there and started whooping ass. Like, it is what it is.
Right. He gonna be right. My youngest gonna be the solo Sokoa of the bloodline. He gonna be the enforcer. He gonna be the youngest. Right. He gonna be the pit bull.
Like, that's all right. Everybody got a role to play. That's all right. Shit's fucking hilarious. So in the movie, Jesus announces that he is going to big state, and everybody is very happy, which is the school that Jake needed him to sign into to reduce his sentence. Jake goes and meets with the warden, and the warden is like, the governor gonna get back to you on that. Like, we'll see.
Because technically,
he was like,
he didn't sign it while you was still out, so you didn't do it. Yeah, but
nigga,
we'll get
what
back to you.
the
Like, nah,
Yeah, you could cut the
motherfucker.
nigga some slack. That's fucked up. That's super fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucking foul, man. I think I'd have choked that nigga out in his goddamn office, but then I'd be in jail for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
Impulse control. For real.
It's a real problem. It's a real problem. It's a lot to deal with. And so after getting that news, Jake goes out to the yard at the prison, and he throws the basketball over the gate, sort of mirroring what his son did. And the guard is like, nah, like, chill, don't go over the out of bounds sign, or I got to shoot you. And Jake, after he throws the basketball, he just walks away. He doesn't go out of bounds and get shot. He just walks back into the prison and does his time. And that's the end of the movie. So Jake is back in jail for another couple of years, and Jesus is off to college. So there you go. Any
31-year-old Hill Harper is learning how to read.
That's true.
Right. I remember when they did that flashback to when he was reading that letter. I was like,
What's happening?
I was just looking at the screen like, what the fuck? This nigga can't read. What's happening? Okay. Wow.
Well, I guess
right.
that's sort of the signal, like, hey, these athletes are pushed further and further along in school, even though they're not academically there just for money. Right?
Yeah.
Or for
Yeah.
Okay. But why was it him? All right. I don't know. I just found that very strange.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. Did I know niggas that just could not read at all?
Have you
High
ever
school?
met an adult who can't read? I have.
If I did, I didn't know it.
No, I did. My ex had like a distant uncle cousin or whatever from West Virginia. And like I handed him a piece of paper or something like that one time, and this nigga looked at me. This white dude looked at me, was like, "I can't read." And I was like, "What?"
I'd be like, "Are you fucking with me?"
No, dude. That's like almost verbatim. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, nah, you an adult. Like, nah, you're not a kid. Like, what do you mean you can't read? It's like, and his wife was like, "No, he can't read." And I'm like, "You married to this nigga? Like, for real? Can you read?" And she was like, "Not that well." I'm like, "All right, y'all got it."
Yo, come on, man.
And they were like, well into their 40s. Well into their 40s. That's crazy to me. And the weird thing is, like, the super weird thing relevant to this movie is they were both wearing NYC outfits. Crazy.
Like I don't know if you're lying or not.
That they were not. But it would be better if they were. It'd be better if they were.
Oh my god! Wow, I don't think I've ever met again. Like I'm gonna start walking around with a book. Just handing it to people to like read this paragraph real quick. To see if they
Read
can
one
read
page
it.
in a Harry Potter book, nigga. Like,
damn, that had to be really strange.
I can't
And he
imagine not knowing
admitted
how
it?
to read at this age. Like they were the age I am now. They're like in their 40s.
Yeah.
But I guess if your
Nah,
world,
And they were like, I can't read.
but like I guess if your
They-
world is small, you don't need to, right? Like
I mean, but how small your world? How small
they
is your
live in
world?
West,
yo?
they
Like,
live in West Virginia, my nigga. Like how big could it be? They don't live in a
I mean,
major
West
town.
Virginia is a big ass. It's a big ass state, yo. Like they don't drive nowhere. They don't do
Yeah,
nothing.
they drive places. He probably know what a stop sign look like.
I mean, that's probably why all the important signs have different shapes and colors and shit. Because niggas
That-
can't read
Right.
STOP.
No, but like
Jesus.
the stop signs down here look
It's
exactly
partially.
the same. They just have a different word on it. Exactly the same though. Just in case you can't.
Yeah, I
read
mean
it.
that makes sense. But like,
Yeah.
what if you going from state to state?
He'll
Do you know
leave.
like what does it say? New York? Like, can you read the New York on like a?
Nah, he's like Enichi. Now, see, that was not a purposeful tee up, but that was excellent. That worked out perfectly.
I don't know. I mean, I was watching an episode of God damn, what was that wrestling show? Dark Side of the Ring, and they had an episode on Abdullah the Butcher. They said he can't. He said he can't read. That nigga's 70-something years old.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like,
Jesus.
That's really.
But he was making a ton of money back in the day. I'm like, you had to have been able to read something. I don't believe you, dog. I think you just
Is
make
he
shit
broke
up.
now?
Because he's broke now. Yeah, he's broke. as
Yeah,
fuck. But the problem is,
that because he can't read. That's why when people say Floyd Mayweather, like he gonna be rich forever. No, he's not. He can't read. Nah, yo, he can't read. Niggas gonna get that money. Like somebody gonna get him for that money. They are. Yeah, he can't. You can't read. Yo, you're susceptible to being screwed over. Yo, like nah, got to be able to read. Like
A
that's
lot
a
of it
wild
came
thing
from
to
the
say in
fact that he got,
2023, but you got to be able to read. At a bare
that's
minimum,
crazy, man.
you got to read.
what the problem is, like a lot of these kids graduate and can't read for shit.
That's sad, man.
Like they can't. Like I don't know how the fuck I don't know how they operate. Like they read it like really at like
Low levels.
elementary school levels and shit. I mean, which is good enough, I guess.
And it's not good enough to read a newspaper.
It's not.
Isn't the newspaper written at the like 10th grade level or 8th grade level? Isn't a newspaper written at like an 8th grade reading level? 8th or 10th grade, something like that?
Something like it's between that, like 9th or 10th.
You got to know how to read, man.
I
Like,
took
that's
a-
terrifying.
There's like a test online to see what grade level you could read at. I took it. I think it was like first year college or some shit like that. I'm like, God damn, I feel stupid as fuck. And I consider myself a pretty good reader. Like, but they was like, yeah.
They're like not.
At least it was
great.
higher than high school. Like, God damn.
Yeah, I'd be a little
yeah,
upset if it was
If it was like 12th grade level, I'm like, fuck off, yo. I'm not that damn.
Yo, this test is bullshit.
But I feel like a lot of people would be like, they would find out that they read at like a 9th or 10th grade level.
That's crazy.
A lot of people are dumb. Like as far as,
Well, and-
like,
but a lot of people
are really
don't-
fucking stupid.
But a lot of people don't read. Like they just don't read for pleasure. They don't read at all. Like
I read for
don't.
pleasure. I can't. Like I've always said, like I can read. I can read really well. The problem is I don't retain what I read. So it's like, what's the fucking point? Like I can read a book,
Yeah.
but like by chapter 5, I will have forgotten what the fuck I read in chapter 1. My brain's fucked up. Like, this is weird. I don't know why that happened.
It's all that time in the NFL. That's what happened to you.
At least I have goddamn money.
Could be rich. Could be you. All right. Well, that is it for episode 249. Read a book. Read a book. Read a book.
Yeah.
So we will be back with preview episode for episode 250 next week. We'll see you next time.
It is.
See ya.
Bye. You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.